When someone watches.
So some of us may be watching this podcast a little bit early before the podcast actually kicks off. Can you do me a favor and hop on my Facebook page for the Capital Brew podcast and see if you can hear our audio on Facebook?
Which was redundant because you said Facebook Live.
Whatever. I do what I do. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Can you watch our Facebook Live on Twitter?
You may. I don't have a forehead.
Huh?
I don't have a forehead.
What do you have? Huh? It works?
Is there audio?
That was the original question.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
You can hear us. All right. We could ask if there was anybody on. All right. So let's kick this podcast off. For the people that are watching on Facebook Live, this is the first time we're actually doing a live video where you can watch our podcast live. So I won't be able to keep any secrets from you guys, but from the people that are listening at home, we have a special guest. What do you call it? I have a special guest co-host, and we are at a brewery that this is the third time that we're here, second time that we're recording, and hopefully our very first podcast here after about a year and a half of trying. So that's all coming up in the next few seconds.
The Capital Brew Podcast with 20 North Dave and Nick Lee. What's brewing in the 518?
All right. If Dave is not here, Dave is up at Tupper Lake camping this weekend. So I hope he's enjoying himself. I went last weekend. My co-host today is none other than DScott from Kiss 102.3. I almost called you Kiss.
You can call me that.
D, thank you so much for filling in. It's a pleasure having you here.
It's been a long time since I've actually gotten to do this with you.
Yeah, do a podcast or do anything with me, any creative.
Yeah, anything, and any kind of talking outside of. Well, no, we talked a little bit when we were at Rivers.
Yeah,
we drank a little bit too.
For sure. That's just hanging out. We are here today at Mixed Breed Brewing with Guy, who is our host today. We're here for a good cause. Guy, what do we got going on?
Today is actually, we call it Glover Day. So August 16th, 2007, a good buddy of mine and a fellow Marine was killed in action when we were in Fallujah, Iraq. So so around, obviously, the Saturday around August 16th, we like to do Glover Day. We did a beer last year to commemorize him and to kind of, just do those type of things. And we like throw a big party for him. A bunch of Marines from the area that all were with him, and other Marines kind of come together to celebrate and just get together. And then we have VCHC, which is the Veteran Community Housing Coalition, that all the proceeds of today's sales go to.
So it's about like $1 from every one of the Lieutenant
correct.
Governor.
Yeah, at least $1.
At least $1.
Yep.
That's fantastic. And we also have Burger 21 here. I've never had Burger 21. That might just be worth the trip alone. Their food is delicious. And let's forget Burger 21. Let's forget about the good cause. Let's forget about the awesome beer that we're going to be drinking today. We also have the band 2096 that's here today.
Yep. That
is an awesome band. They've got a couple of I just found out a couple of their members are veterans themselves and also first responders. So they're taking time out of their busy schedule to come down and hang out with us. So. Or play music for us. So yeah, I'm excited. There's just so much going on today.
There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot happening. When I pulled in I pulled near the parking lot. I'm actually parked in the side over there, and I was like, wow, there's a lot going on. We got a tent, table set up. I'm popping peas and teas. You would think that I was a professional broadcaster the way I'm.
You know what I tell Dave? I tell Dave to turn his microphone sideways and to talk across it.
I know. Well, 22 years in radio, I clearly didn't learn that, and that was like week 1 at radio school. You broke the Facebook Live.
I think it's normal for everybody else. It's sideways for us. There was like a little screen that was driving me nuts. So let's see if this fixes itself. Nope, that's probably wrong. Let's not do that.
Is it the balance that you have on the stand so the phone thinks that it's not sideways?
Oh, I could try. Let's do this. Oh, nope, that doesn't like that. Let's go back. Well, whatever. We're stuck this way. It doesn't matter. Technical difficulties. All right, so
let's put it this way. If you're watching on Facebook Live and we're not in the right direction, can you comment and let us know?
I think we're in the right direction. But yeah, we got two people watching right now. Actually, I recognize both these people, and they're sitting right over there, not even paying attention. So.
Well, it's nice that someone who can see us is watching us on Facebook.
Yes.
That's so 2022. Like, oh, they're right there in front of us. Why would I want to look at them?
I like these.
Server
flights.
things?
Yeah. But let's wind up for a second, and I mean, we don't have to talk about it, but Lieutenant Glover was your friend.
Lance Corporal. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries.
I was able to look up some of his info, but I didn't know if I didn't know if you wanted to tell his story a little bit. Tell us a little bit what he was like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually met Glover when we were in SOI, School of Infantry, which is, for us, we were 03's infantry machine gunners. It's where you go after boot camp. And then we ended up being part of the same unit, 225, which was out of upstate New York, out of Albany, New York area. Funny enough, one of the gentlemen that's here today, Kieran Lawler, myself and Glover all drove down ourselves to Hurricane Katrina to help out in the rescue efforts down there.
Wow.
And it was, to keep a long story short, it wasn't something that we were supposed to do. We put on our uniforms and used our military IDs to kind of get through the checkpoints and get us down there. And we ended up meeting a gunnery sergeant from the Marine Corps down there that was also a police officer. And luckily, he put in a good word for us, and we didn't get in a whole bunch of trouble. So that was really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then we ended up deploying to Iraq in 2006, 2007, Fallujah, Iraq. During that Operation Iraqi Freedom, and during that, he was hit by a sniper and lost his life.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I did read that part. I was kind of curious to know a little bit more about his character and how he was as a person. Obviously a good enough friend, but as the story you tell, also a good enough soldier and an actual human being for you guys to go down there and put yourself in trouble to go help out fellow Americans. That's great.
Yeah, true patriot. I mean, he was going to law school, had a whole career ahead of him, and put everything he had on pause to serve his country. So he's one of the best.
Awesome. I'm so sorry that you lost your friend, and it's awesome to hear that you're such a good dude. I'm so sorry that you're in the sun.
That's good. That's why I wear a tank top.
You know what's funny? I seen you at the Brew Fest there instead of Saratoga Brew Fest. And did you see my post?
Yeah, I think so.
And you're in the background pouring a beer. And I'm like showing off my beer that I got, and I'm looking at the photo afterward. And again, you're wearing a tank top. Of course, if I had arms like yours, I'd wear a tank. And I put 2 tickets to the gun show as the. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
What do you guys like? All you guys here all healthy. I know you got another business too.
Sure, yeah. So 2 actually. I own a furniture manufacturing company. Yeah. And we just started a gym, actually.
Yeah. So it's got it's like you guys got to be working out or something.
Yeah, we make beer protein.
Nice. So yeah, the first time we were here, unfortunately, Dave was with us. We had a great podcast. I was super excited about it. I posted photos while we were doing it, and if you turn this board off too fast, and you if you pull the cord out directly after turning it off, it doesn't shut off right away. So it scrambles the memory card, and it just makes the memory card unusable again. Oof. So we ended up losing that podcast. Came again, but then you ended up leaving to go to the emergency room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you all right?
I'm doing okay, yeah.
I'm assuming it was the furniture making.
Yes.
So yeah, this is finally our 3rd time here, and we should probably get to these beers pretty quick before they get warm in the sun.
Before they boil?
Yeah. Mine are fine, so I can wait a couple more minutes.
Some of them actually do better if they're a little bit warmer, so we'll be
okay.
Right.
Is it these darker ones?
Actually, we should probably do that guy first.
All right. What is that guy?
So that's our wit beer, Shorty.
Oh, I love wits.
And just one of our cleaner wit beers, kind of something that's somebody just starting out in the craft beer world.
Okay. So what normally with a wit, they're pretty good with like a citrusy fruit.
Some do. We have so many IPAs and so many fruited beers, which is like everything that you're going to get into.
Yep.
We kind of just stuck to the traditional wit beer grain profiles and everything that we went with. Let some of the coriander kind of come through, and you'll get a little bit of the orange peel, but ultimately just a nice kind of crushable beer.
Yeah. So basically, there's a thought process, summertime, just like crisper beer?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, literally, we did it. We had a bunch of people asking for summertime beer last year. It's not necessarily something we would typically want to brew, and I ended up brewing it last year. I remember we put an orange on the top of it and put out a post on social media one day, and within 10 minutes, somebody showed up to the front of the counter and was like, "Can I have the beer with the orange in it?" And we were like, "Okay, people like this, so we'll continue to do it." And it's kind of become a staple.
That's what I was thinking. There's you got shanties, and oh man, there's another. I wish Dave was here for this because he's really good with this. But there's shanties, and there are something else that you'll add a sparkling grapefruit juice, and it's called something else. And normally you would do it with I believe with a
wit beer. Yep. And they make some of them there's ones that are already pre-made out of a can. We're not huge on almost that artificially fruited flavor type stuff, so we like it to be a little bit more mellow, and then you can take it where you want to go with it.
For sure. I wish
can
I
you
could
guys stop talking? I'm trying to listen to the music.
There is. Wait, they're not playing. Where's this music coming from?
It's the calm before the storm right now.
Go. Yeah, they start at 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah, roughly at 3 o'clock, and then we got probably about 25 minutes before we start kicking off here.
Yeah.
And my infinite music knowledge, that's Jack Johnson.
That is correct.
See?
Yeah. And if you have to get up at any point in time and take care of business and do stuff, you can go ahead and get up. And if you want to grab somebody else and put them on too, you can.
Yeah.
But let's get to these beers.
Like that guy over there?
Yes.
Just whoever you want. It's fine.
This is Bruce, by the way.
I know Bruce. Our daughters used to dance together.
Oh, that's right. That's what he said, yeah.
They're dance dads, right? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, we're dance dads.
Our stage hands? Or?
No, we're not stage hands. What?
I forget what you got.
We're the roadies.
There you go.
No, dance dads. Completely different than dance moms, by the way. There is far less drama.
What about soccer moms?
I have no idea. I'm not a soccer mom. And I'm not a soccer dad either.
There we go.
Oh, that was refreshing.
Yes, we're taking. I want to finish this beer.
Nobody's stopping. I don't want to be the one to complain. I can't hear in my headphones. I can't hear a thing.
How about that?
That's a little bit better.
That is better.
I'm hoping that you guys can actually hear me in the microphone. Where's the engineer?
I'm the engineer. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. As long as you can hear me, that's what's most important.
Every time you talk, the levels go up.
Good. Then it means that my infinite knowledge of radio and all things audio, levels moving means that it's working.
Yeah, you're channel 2.
Okay.
He's channel 3. I'm channel 1.
Boom.
I like how you gumbied the pots.
Yeah.
Looks like Bobby Brown's haircut from the early 90s.
This is a different mic from what you guys are using. He's a little bit further away, but some reason he's coming through pretty good. I don't know what's up. Oh, his gain is really high up too. So let me turn our gains
he's just
up.
He's got a powerful. Are you singing?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We all came in a lot better. Oh, we're getting hearts.
Hearts.
All right. So what's the second beer we should be drinking over here?
You guys want to go different end of the spectrum, or you want to go to a dark beer?
You tell us.
Let's go to the brown ale. Let's get that out of the way.
Brown ale. Let's do that.
The brownest of the ales.
I like a good brown ale. My favorite types of beer are English ales.
So this is the first beer I ever brewed.
Caramel.
And English beers are absolutely, English ales are my favorite as well.
Awesome.
So this is named Benny Brown after Benny, our mascot, my dog,
nice.
the face to the name. Cheers.
Salud. It's a little bit more, like it should be. It's a little bit more mellow.
Yep.
Carbonation is a little lower. A little bit more coarse as far as the bubbles go. That wit, and it seems like this guy right here, whatever this one is, they tend. Did you do anything different with the carbonation on it?
Yeah. So the shorties definitely, or our whip beer is definitely more carbonated. Yeah. We bump up the carb levels on that for sure. For brown ales being more of a caramel flavor coming through, we get a little bit. I really like coffee flavors, and so our Black Creek, our Imperial Stout, has a bunch of coffee flavors coming through. So some of our brown has a little bit of the coffee flavor coming through. We've noticed when you don't overcarbonate, that caramel coffee kind of just comes through a lot better.
Mellow.
Nope, come on in. You'll do great.
$2.
Yeah.
We're actually We're taking cover charges here.
Yeah, the cover. Oh my God, I think I lost my mic altogether. There we go.
No, I hear you fine.
Oh wow, and my headphones. I lost myself. You just gotta
lost
like
yourself years ago.
You gotta like and follow the Capital Brew podcast if you want to come in here today. It's not true.
Is that how this works? By the way, by the time people are listening to this, we're not going to be here.
No, unless they come in off of our
Facebook Live. Yeah,
That's true. They could. They very well could.
I mean, your girlfriend's already here, so.
Yeah, it's funny. I've had guests. I've had not guests, but I've had fans as later recently. My microphone's going crazy. It feels like it's cutting in and out.
No, every time you talk, I hear you fine.
That means it's my headphones.
There's a short in your wire.
Oh, great. I need new headphones. All right, but anyway, I can't hear myself.
Now I can't hear you at all. What'd you do? The bump again.
Check.
There you are.
Wow, technical difficulties today are insane.
Live radio.
Yeah. Anyway, most people that are going to come here today are already following us. So tell a friend, come down. Like we said already, if you're just tuning in, $1 from every one of the Glover IPAs that you buy today is going to go to a good cause, which is helping veterans find housing, essentially, right?
Yep. Yeah, they help veterans kind of in tough spots either find temporary housing or permanent housing.
Nice. And that's not my Hummer in the background. That's actually the charity. So, yeah.
There isn't a single person here that thought you owned that. At least not sitting at this table.
No, especially with all this stuff all over. But I would like to own one.
A Hummer? Mm-hmm. Okay. Never mind. Nope. Family. No, so Nick's mic is crapped out again, which means I'm now in charge of the podcast, which is scary because my knowledge of beer is, you guys said a bunch of stuff about the flavor profiles and everything, and I'm like, yeah, man. Depending on the color, I hate to say this, especially being on this podcast, it all tastes the same to me. Like when I hear people talk about cigars, and I'm like, it just tastes like cigar smoke. Look at that.
We've got, wow.
Wow.
Whoa, that just exploded.
You're back.
What is this, episode number 1?
Oh, well, this place is cursed. That's all I got to say. Is whenever I'm here, something happens.
That's what you're blaming it on?
I love this place. Don't get me wrong. They're all pleasant, happy little mistakes.
What is it? What's the who's the painter?
Rick Ross. No, Rick Ross.
Rick Ross, the rapper? I don't think he might be a painter, but I don't know.
What do you call him? He calls them happy accidents.
Yeah, happy little accidents.
That was Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. There you go.
Not Rick.
The reason why they're happy accidents because there's an accident that just completely ruins the podcast, but at least I still get to drink good beer. All right, so I've got 3. Are you going to want a cigar?
Sure.
All right.
Unless you don't want me to smoke.
I got 3 cigars. I've got a Alec Bradley. I've got 2 AJ Fernandez cigars. I was thinking about giving you this Monte Cristo, the AJ Fernandez Monte Cristo.
Well, I appreciate
it's a little bit smaller. That way, if you have to take off,
you got a dip. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Deal. Perfect. Thank you, sir.
I'll give you the Alec Bradley.
And before we do these, we should do one more beer because it'll probably crush our taste buds for this next beer.
Which one are we going to do?
And that's going to be the Bingo Bango.
That helps.
Bingo
Which
Bango.
one is that?
So Bingo Bango is the one that was next to Shorty.
Oh, okay. The one that looks
And
like orange juice.
It's close. So this is a smoothie sour.
Oh, nice.
Fruited smoothie sour.
Mine has floaties.
I'll wait to tell you. You can see what you think.
Fruited smoothie sour, by the way, was my nickname in high school. Sorry. Well, what part of sour did you misunderstand?
No, there is a flavor here I'm trying to pin down.
Is it a mango?
Mango's one of them. Yep.
This is like just after I got done going, my palate is completely not refined, and I'm like, mango?
Yep.
Almost smells like not smells, but tastes like a tomato. Like tomato juice. What is this?
What? Hang on.
You get that?
No, I don't. It's peach.
Mm-hmm. You got the second one.
Peach and mango.
So peach and mango are the 2, and then there's one more.
Oh, God damn it! Really?
Yeah, a little bit. That isn't. It's not a fruit.
So it's not.
So it's not tomato.
It's not coriander.
Nope.
Is it along that line?
Yep.
Coriander.
Well, it's not a spice.
Oh.
But it's in that realm. It can be an extract. It can be
Vanilla.
a bean. Yeah, vanilla. There you go.
Jeez, man.
You crushed it.
Stop making me look bad on my own show.
I'm not even like a beer guy.
Dave can tell you, if you ever listen to the podcast, I'm the worst at guessing. Like,
You got all three. So this is peach, mango, and vanilla bean.
I like this a lot, actually.
And nothing artificial. We legitimately
Nice.
cut open 400 vanilla beans,
Wow.
scrape out the interior of them, chop up all of them, and put it in and let it kind of sit through there. Only thing that we do to help kind of extract the vanilla flavor out of it and make sure that we're sanitizing it,
vodka.
we actually do spiced rum.
Oh,
So a little bit of
okay.
spiced rum that puts it in there. But
Now, do you actually have to peel all the vanilla beans and do all that, or do you make Mike do that?
I make our assistant brewer do that.
Okay.
We've been around long enough. We have one of those now.
Gotcha.
But that does not mean that I didn't do it plenty of times.
Gotcha.
yeah, what are you, 2 years?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Year and a half?
Yep.
So, yeah, that's right. When we first came, you had just started.
I think, yeah, we were fresh off the boat.
I was going to wear the hat, but it didn't fit my outfit today.
Yep. I understand.
It has a blue rim on it.
You were worried about your outfit?
I was.
I don't believe that.
Well, I figured because Guy would get the shirt, I seem like you'd be the guy who would also follow that one.
Send it. There we go. Yep. I wasn't a mortarman, but yes.
There's also a guy on YouTube who like blows things up or will like go up like over. So his catchphrase is "send it."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Now we can have cigars.
Let's have a cigar. All right.
By the way, I hopefully the mics are not picking up all the belches that are coming out, but I'm gassy,
We're drinking beer.
and I'm just naturally gassy. Whoa.
There you go, Guy.
Thank you, sir.
It's for you.
Hey, thanks. Did you roll this yourself?
No, it
I
actually.
was like, is that a Dutch Master?
No, they. I bought a box of them, so they came without actual wrappers. These I bought individually. That's for you.
Thank you. I don't know what I'm doing with this thing.
All right. I'll give Guy the lighter.
Thank you.
This is the torch. So this is what we call a V cut, and you put it in, and it cuts a V shape
Nice.
right into
All
your cigar.
Looks like a taco.
Yes.
As I slowly work into Christopher Walken, did you like that? It looks like a taco. Wow.
Don't inhale. Or do. I'm not the boss of you.
Yeah, here. Try not to die today.
Not recommended though.
Oh.
All right. So, Guy, why a brewery?
So there were two things that I did as kind of therapeutic hobbies when I got home from Iraq my first time around. And one of them was not drinking, which was a lot of people's therapeutic hobby when they returned.
Was it working out?
Definitely. I mean, working out has just always kind of been a way of life for me.
Don't touch the table. It's
Yeah,
friggin' hot.
like super duper hot. I've been there. And
Not
so
my side.
I actually got into beer making was one of them, and woodworking was the other one.
Oh, nice.
I'm getting into woodwork.
That explains the furniture
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And furniture was kind of the first one that I went down the path on and kind of made a career out of.
You don't happen to make dual-purpose furniture, do you?
We make multi-functional furniture.
Like something that you would use kind of as utility, but also may hide, let's say, valuables or...
So we make table beds and sofa wall beds and high-end Murphy beds, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, wall beds we call them. But yeah, so we do that, and that we turned into a legitimate business with 100 employees and 100,000 square foot manufacturing facility and all that. And
Nice. Where's that located?
about 2 minutes down the road.
Awesome.
Inside the Guild Industrial Center.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, are you originally from the Guilderland, Altamont area?
So I was born and semi-raised in Southern California.
Okay.
I moved to Dutchess County, New York when I was around 13. And then when I was about 18, 19 years old, we moved up to the capital region, and I've been here ever since. So I've been up here for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're glad you're here.
Oh, absolutely. Why did you leave Southern California?
So everybody asked that, and I mean, it was a very cool place to grow up in.
Sounds hot.
And it wasn't overly crowded and overly packed, and it just wasn't. I've been back there to visit friends and family, and it is just not the place. It's not the place that I grew up in, and it's a very, very different place. I will tell you, it's much more wholesome, and the people are so much better back here than out there these days.
I like the shirt.
What's up, man? How's it going? Good to see you, bro.
I do it for the hose as well. Maybe. No, that's true.
This is Gunny Claus from Toys for Tots.
Oh, there we go.
So
nice.
the gentleman that you see dressed up as the in the red dress blues during Toys for Tots campaign.
Okay.
Oh, nice. For those who are watching or those on listening on the podcast and those that are at home that can't actually see, we've got a gentleman here that looks like a very healthy Santa Claus, very thin. He's wearing a red shirt that says "I do it for the hose," as in ho ho ho. And he actually, like I said, he looks like a much healthier Santa Claus. So we appreciate everything he does for Toys for Tots. Thanks.
Absolutely.
And his name is Gunny Claus, if you didn't catch that.
Gunny Claus. I actually work for iHeartMedia, so Pix 106 does a ton of stuff with you guys. Yeah, they're one of my sister stations.
I just saw Dr. John.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He's on Spitzes for the ride there for PTSD.
We're on,
Nice. Okay. Makes sense.
Coop.
Coop.
It's always a busy weekend.
Shake.
So they're doing that.
Yeah, put it on.
We've got this event here. Combat vets are doing a ride tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Out of Rensselaer, out of Troy.
Very awesome.
It's always busy.
I'm trying to turn up my mic so we can hear what he's saying.
Otherwise, it just sounds like me going, nice. Yeah. Yup. Like that new co-host guy, that guest guy is weird. He's talking to himself. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Let's. It's getting warmer now. My beer's in the sun. What's the next beer on the agenda?
Next beer on the agenda. Let's do we'll go crazy. We'll go with Boomski. So Boomski is kind of our staple double IPA that we have.
So it's this guy right here.
And this is just straight up
This is the 9%?
majority Pilsner grain profile.
Ooh, nice.
With all Citra.
Wow. This is the one with the.
It's warm. That's not your
It's
fault.
actually, but it's not bad warm.
No.
I think that's why we specifically.
We got the ones out of the way that were going to be there.
I said that as if it was his fault. I blame Mother Nature and the sun for that.
This is the one that comes in the Green Day can, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had this at home.
Yeah, so we love doing spin-offs of that. We were sitting somewhere, I don't know, around a kitchen counter one night, and I was like, God, I'd love to create a label that just has like this explosion coming out of it. And I was like, oh my God, the Dookie album. Like, that's it. And we're like, can you knock this off, please?
That's awesome. Who does your labels?
So one of my friends, actually, he's in the military too, Steven. He kind of does it on the side for us, loves to do it, and he's like starting his thing. So we're happy to like
Some synergy there.
help him get it going. Yeah,
I hear motorcycles. More motorcycles.
they're coming.
Some tell me that Gunny Claus was a biker.
Yeah, his bike is right there.
Yeah, he's a biker and a Marine.
Yeah.
A Marine as well.
Was the Hells Angels, were they all Marines?
Mm-mm.
They were Army?
They were just veterans, majority.
Oh, it didn't
Actually,
matter?
I believe, and I could be completely wrong on this, but I believe like the people who started Hells Angels were actually Navy,
Oh, wow.
because they were in Southern California, naval bases, all that good stuff were down there. Those are the ones that did it. But I could be totally wrong.
You might be right.
So don't hunt me down, Hells Angels, please.
Please.
And I
Please,
said
please.
I said they were, like they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, right.
I used to live in Lansingburg. I see the building.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it's right. It's like right on Fifth Ave, isn't it?
Yeah. I used to drive by home. I used
I
to
actually
drive by
don't know
twice a
that.
day.
I don't think that exists anymore.
It's in North Troy. That's not Lansingburg. That's North Troy.
Yeah.
Careful. You got to make the distinction between the two because the Berg people get offended.
Oh, I know.
And South Troy against the world, right?
Yeah.
My father's originally from South Troy.
There you
and
go.
he's 70. How old's my dad? 75 years
Wait,
old. and
did you
he's-
just ask me?
No. But the old man has still got that mentality of South Troy against the world.
For sure.
And you know what?
What?
Since you mentioned living in the Berg, and it's been quite some time since I was on the podcast with you, can we talk about how you and Jessica used to lived in the same house that?
Oh, yeah. So my girlfriend, the beautiful Jessica, who's actually sitting right over there, she bought this house when she was in her mid-20s, assuming Alpha, the person that you used to rent from.
More than likely.
Because one day we were driving to go and we were doing a bit. What was it? The most American truck ever that we did with
I think it was.
we were driving to the Snowman, where we bought $100 worth of ice cream, and anybody who walked up got a free ice cream. And we did it in the most American truck ever, which was right around the 4th of July, decked out in the founding fathers, and we had landscape.
Just a sick wrap.
It was a beautiful truck. The wrap was beautiful. The inside of the truck was beautiful, and even though I no longer work for that company, I'm a fan of the Dodge Ram trucks, or the Ram trucks. They're not called Dodge anymore. They just drive like a car. There's one right there.
I still do business with that company.
Well, it's got a SIG stick
I
on the
have
back.
nothing but love for that company.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're shooting this video,
Sure.
and I said something about being very close to an apartment that I used to live in years ago. It was 20 years ago.
Yeah. And I was like, my girlfriend lives not too far.
And I said the address and the street, and Nick is like,
I think you said on 7th. I was like, oh, really? My girlfriend lives on 7th.
So
We're on 7th. You were
but
like, one, whatever.
yeah, I gave the address, and you're like, yeah, no, that's where we live. And I looked at
It
you
was before
because
the move there, yeah.
because I don't take anything you say seriously, as well as same goes for you for me, because you shouldn't take anything I say seriously.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way. And you're like, no, swear to God. So it turns out Jessica was living in the house, or owned the house that I used to rent the apartment. And I was like, hey, have you found anything such as so-and-so underneath anything ever?
I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff. Like,
We're not getting into that.
no.
I don't know the statute of limitations. I think I said statute.
It's all legal now.
statute. No.
No.
No, it isn't.
Well, not federally
No. Some of the stuff is not legal.
at all.
Oh,
Did you just bark?
Yeah, no
the
barking.
dogs are coming. We attract a lot of dogs here at Mixed Breed.
Oh, they're happy, though.
I'm not sure why.
Oh, well, one's happy.
Because dogs are welcome everywhere now.
Everywhere,
Like, I went into the mall the other day and it said, please clean up after your dog. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? This isn't
It'd be
a
funny
park.
how many people actually call though still and ask.
Oh, really? If you're going to bring dogs?
Yeah, if
I can
dogs
see names.
are allowed, or can dogs come inside? And we're like, basically our rule is, if your dog's cool, we're cool.
Yeah.
Are you like, as long as they're at least 3 years old, so they're of
Yeah.
age to drink?
We're like,
See what I did
cool. Is
There's
the
a reason
rule.
why I don't bring my dog here.
Yeah, exactly.
Is your dog an asshole?
I mean, it's kind of
That's
like
Terry.
It's kind of like your children. You should know if they're allowed out in public. You know what I mean?
No wonder why my parents always left me at home.
Yeah.
Might need to just grow up a little bit.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, me too. I've chosen radio as a career. I have no intention of growing up, and I'm a DJ. Like,
I spend most of my time asking for forgiveness.
it's best that way. That's
Yeah.
a radio. Well, I mean, you're from radio.
Yeah.
That is a radio
Yeah.
technique. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is
ask for
permission.
So what's this last beer here that we're gonna?
So the last one is one of our newer IPAs, Sticks and Stones. This was rated number 4 on Top Beer Drops for all. I think there was like 630 plus beers released the week that it came out in the country, and it ranked number 4 out of all of those.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yep,
Is it good warm?
Hope so.
and it's warm.
Yours is.
You just fill
Mine's
it.
It's
good,
super
dude.
warm.
Mine is at room temperature.
Ooh.
That'll
That
get
was
you.
no. It was. I think I inhaled while I was drinking.
A little smoke, little Sticks and Stones.
Yeah. Well, I think it was kind of like, let's see if I can drown myself
Yeah.
with this beer.
And the names are like really, really funny how they come about. I would say one of the hardest things about making new beers and being a brewery is coming up with new names.
Yeah.
Like, it becomes literally the hardest part of it. And one night we were trying to come up with a name for this beer. We had it in the tank, and I think Bruce had like tripped on a stick coming out of it, and it was originally going to be called Tripping on a Stick or Tripped on a Stick or
Yeah.
something like that. And then we came up with Sticks and Stones.
There we go.
Sticks and Stones is actually my favorite Newfound Glory album.
Yeah. And for some reason, like, we don't necessarily try to, but we like do a very good job of like mixing our stuff with like music for some reason.
Like Sticks and Stones, this beer might actually break your bones if you drink enough.
Yeah, right. Yes, it will for sure.
I think the double might do that too.
Yeah, Boomski definitely will. Boomski's on the razor's edge of a triple. It's 9%.
Yeah, it's a
Fun fact about myself is I'm kind of a lightweight, so this should be
No,
gonna get interesting.
You'll be doing very good. After this and the pint of Glover that you're drinking, you're going to do great.
The Glover is delicious, by the way. The
Thank you.
Glover is awesome.
It is really good.
And for those of you that are listening and us saying about the stuff being warm, so far everything warm tastes delicious.
Yeah, it's still good.
Yeah, craft beer's cool that way.
I see what you did there.
How long?
You like that? You like that?
How long are these beers, especially the Glover IPA? How long is this going to be around for?
So this will probably, if it doesn't all sell out today, it'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get down here.
Yeah, don't put it on the table and then.
I put it underneath me.
Yeah.
Well, because I went to check just to see what time it was, and my phone says temperature. iPhone needs to cool down.
You got to get off the table.
So I just put it under my leg. Guess what? It's hot.
hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
Put it in your pocket.
Wow. Yeah, so put it in my... That's what I should do.
My mother just tuned in.
Hi, Mom.
But yeah,
There is no shade to put
I don't know if she can see me because I'm hiding over here. I'm trying to keep my phone in the shade too, so that's also going to dictate how long this podcast goes on for. This is a battery pack that you probably shouldn't leave in the sun.
Nope, probably not. So judging by the jersey that gentleman is wearing, I'm thinking the Boomski is a 9%er. Does that sound about right?
Correct. 9%. Yep.
Which, because the back of the jersey says 9%. I'm like a detective. I should have been a detective.
Have you ever been to? Sorry, didn't mean to change subjects.
No, you're fine. I wouldn't stick with that either.
Well, I did a podcast with the guys over at Slickfin, and there's a lot of similarities, I think, between your brewery and their brewery
Cool.
and their background. Have you had a chance to get out that way?
No, we haven't. We do know about them though. We like their beer a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's cool because all his taps are like different types of ordnance that he's found in like out in the world, or
That's amazing.
Yeah, so you're definitely gonna make the trip out there, and I think you guys have a lot of the same style too. I think that you guys would get along. I think if there's ever two breweries that should do a collaboration, I think it should be you guys.
Oh, that'd be cool. Make the intro for us.
Oh yeah, for sure. Steve,
He just did.
yeah, Steve Braut actually represents.
Slickfin?
Yeah,
He is.
cool.
He's been very busy doing a lot of paranormal stuff lately. Like that's become his main thing. I think is
good for him.
that's awesome. Good. He keeps trying to get us to come to like Madison Seminary, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going there. I don't want to do that.
I went back inside as a show. So we do have two shirts for you guys, and it's the upside down Wu-Tang symbol.
I love that one.
That
I
turns,
love that one.
That turns into an M, so we've got those set aside for you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we appreciate that. Yeah, that's great. Especially with two Wu-Tang fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love those shirts.
Yeah.
That was a happy accident.
I have a friend who actually does apparel for Wu-Tang too.
Yeah. Oh,
He does it
no
locally.
way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Downtown Print Shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting hammered.
Can you get me in touch with like the RZA?
Maybe.
I mean.
Hello?
Oh, phone call.
Yeah. We
Business
turn his
calls.
mic down.
Good idea.
We don't want to listen to his phone call. But anyway, yeah, man. That's every time I come here, he's giving us like shirts and hats and all kinds of stuff. So,
I thought that's why you got into this was for the free stuff.
drink for free.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, like I said, I got the hat. It's funny. I got hats from a couple different breweries, but I like this one. I like the one I got from Wolf Hollow. Your beer brewed here.
Like Wolf Hollow a lot. They're good
Me too.
guys.
You want to know
Cool
why
guys.
too? Yeah, they're great people.
Yeah.
But their beer has a strong connection to that old style English ales
Oh, yeah.
too. There's just a certain flavor profile.
They're definitely like very, very English based,
Yeah.
like more traditional style, that stuff. They're really cool.
for sure.
Beautiful place too.
It is. And actually, I just moved to Galway, which is right
Right
there.
there. Yeah.
So, yeah, we got into the country. It's funny. I don't know if I should be talking about this on the podcast, but Jess was making fun of me. We had made breakfast burritos this morning, and we have a back deck, and the sun was out, and it was nice, and I was literally sitting in my underwear in my back porch eating breakfast, which is something I could never do when I was living in Lansingburg.
No.
Why not?
Mistakenly, you thought you couldn't, but you could.
You can.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you can.
You
But-
just didn't.
It's actually weird not to.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to separate myself from the neighbors.
The funny thing is right? I was thinking like were you like the only person that didn't sit
Well,
out
the
back
thing
in
is
your
I
underwear
didn't-
eating breakfast?
I didn't have a blunt hanging out of my mouth. So
Yeah, well, there's that too.
I swear to God, when weed went legal, the plumes of smoke that were coming out of everyone's backyard and that.
Well, tonight, it depends on obviously when you're listening to this, but
We're going
at
to Bill
SPAC,
Burr.
Bill Burr is up at SPAC. I don't know if you've been to SPAC lately. Man.
No, I haven't been since they redid it.
Dude, I went to Atlantis Morissette earlier this summer,
Oh, nice.
and the smell. I was just like, yeah, nobody cares. I mean, obviously it's legal, but it's just like, wow. I never caught a contact outside at any point.
I went
did
to go ahead.
a Willie Nelson concert
Oh,
at
nice.
SPAC this year.
Oh.
And
There was a lot of weed.
That was wow. Like, I mean, you could just see like the haze coming off the crowd. It was unbelievable.
That was just from the stage.
Yeah.
I went to. I was just recently in Toronto for Rage Against the Machine and Run the Jewels, and the amount of weed that was being smoked there was insane. The Freedom Drives were funny. They have. I don't know if you know this in Toronto. They just have like convoys of vehicles that drive around, and they're called Freedom Drives or whatever. And it's just basically a parade of people just beeping their horns with Canadian flags and stuff.
That's what they do?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about?
Apparently they don't like Justin Trudeau.
Oh.
I can't say I don't blame them.
Not big fans. They're not big fans.
No.
I don't know enough about politics to care.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to stay away from that stuff.
Same. And we certainly don't need to get into it while we drink beer.
No, definitely not. But it was still interesting. I got
What do you
some
mean,
photos.
talking about politics and religion? You guys don't want to get into that stuff?
I was trying to say-
Funny story about politics and religion. So I went to my ex-wife's house for Thanksgiving last year.
And ex-wives?
I have two ex-wives actually. But me and my second ex-wife are actually very good friends. So we get the invite over for the holidays. So we're there, and don't they start talking about politics? And I know for a fact that there are people at the dinner that are on one side, and then somebody else said something from the other side, and I was like, so anybody else just want to talk religion while we're at awkward conversations? And everyone just looked at me. I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, what? Like, I just want to enjoy my pumpkin pie and like just chill out. Like, and all of a sudden, like, things got heated, and I'm like, well, guess what? It's time to go. I'm done.
Let's get at it.
Like, you good to drive? I was like, no, but I'm gonna, because it's time to leave.
Yeah, we had to shut down the. For those who were watching on the feed, the sun made the phone way too hot, and my phone also had the same warning that you had to shut it down.
We can also, if you guys want, set back up inside behind the bar.
It doesn't matter. I mean, we got like another 10 minutes anyway till we wrap this up.
Rock and roll.
Really? Because I could just keep talking.
We can. I mean, now that we got the cigars, I meant to start the cigars like earlier. But yeah, no, I love. We've done a couple of podcasts where maybe we can do this in the future if you're down with it.
Yeah.
We'll get I'll have like Omar from That's a Great Cigar Shop.
Yeah.
Bring some cigars.
Yep.
And we can pair their cigars with your beers.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something we do like once. We used to do it once a month.
Yeah.
Then I got busy with work, and Dave is, he runs a business, and as Guy can tell you, running a business is just, now this guy runs 3.
Yeah.
How do you have any time at all? How do you sleep?
We don't sleep anymore.
So is it the same partners at all?
No, it's not. So my wife and I actually own our furniture company. We've got the 5 of us here that own this, and then I have another partner with the gym that's completely outside of this.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you keep it all straight?
Just keep it moving. Just keep it
Yeah,
moving.
you don't seem like the kind of guy who likes to stand still.
No.
What do you do do you go on vacation? Do you have any fun?
So funny
Do you
enough.
have any fun?
Yeah.
Well, this is all fun, I guess, right?
Yep. I mean, it's hilarious. Like, if I have to drive more than 15 minutes, I start to complain because I've created like this little like bubble in my area. But my wife and I are going on our first vacation. Granted, it's 5 days,
Okay.
and 2 of those days are traveling. But we're going out there for 5 days. We're going to Antigua, and it's the first trip her and I have ever gone on together where it was just her and I.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're pretty excited about that.
We'll be here.
Oh yeah, cool. Perfect.
He doesn't plan on it, but we'll be here.
So that was so we actually deployed with a bunch of Marines from Boston, and a bunch of them came up today.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that's one of them right there.
What was it? What's the name of your unit?
So we were 125.
Okay.
Bravo Company.
All right. I would say, like, how many, like, percentage-wise do you think, like, make it out to this every year?
So it's actually, last year it was kind of semi-impromptu.
Yeah.
And it was cool because we got a bunch out. This year's a little bit bigger, so
Awesome.
we'll get more, and then we want to just keep growing it and building it. And unfortunately, there's a lot of organizations out there, veteran organizations out there, that aren't necessarily as savory as they should be.
Yeah.
And VCHC is just unbelievable. So, like, being able to utilize this as an opportunity to help them is just so cool.
And I don't know how much we can help, but hopefully we continue to grow.
Yeah,
Also, the
heck yeah.
Capital Brew podcast. It's starting to look like I always give Dave the first right of refusal when it comes to a podcast because he's you never know what his schedule. So I always go to him first, and then I just have a lineup of co-hosts like Kevin McClurkin from Saratoga Eagle. I've got Brittany from Brittany Gilman, who's about to get married. She's from up in Saratoga. I've got DScott. I've got Nuzzy from the CAF.
That
the
DScott fella's an asshole, by the way.
Somehow, whenever DScott is around, I know I'm going to have a good time. I always like having DScott.
Did you just say I always like to have a DScott?
No, I said I always like having DScott.
Oh, I was like, that doesn't make any sense, but okay.
DScott, it could be that Scott.
I
that
like
Scott.
having a DScott too.
It's better than a B Scott
You're right.
or a C Scott.
Yeah. No, because it's D.
Yeah.
The fourth letter of the alphabet is clearly the most important.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The first three better Scots, they're no
There are no
fun.
better Scots. Damn it. I'm right here. At least
The A Scott just too boring.
Listen, while I'm here, at least pretend to like me. Please.
But anyway, yeah. So hopefully, as we grow, we can help you in any way
Yeah.
too. As this goes on, I would love to be here and make this an annual thing where we're here every year.
Should do like a brewer panel.
For sure.
Have like a bunch of us come on the podcast one time.
Oh yeah, I'll
That'd be
definitely do
really
that.
neat.
It's I've brought this up before, and
Yeah.
we used to always have the. I don't know if you remember. We'll do the questions now. What is your crazy? What is it? The crowd pleaser. What's your number one selling beer?
So IPAs are number one selling beer.
Yeah.
Like Boomski is probably our number one selling beer, to name one specifically.
All right, and that's the one. Obviously, that was the third one we had today. It was delicious, a little bit heavier. That's the one that's almost a triple IPA. What's your pride and joy? What's the one that you have the most love behind?
So I really love dessert stouts.
Yeah.
Because it's like mixing chemistry and beer making with like cooking, and just like you get to really experiment.
Yeah.
And honestly, our holiday stout that we did last year like is my crown jewel. That thing was like out of this world good. 13% peanut butter, mocha, like just marshmallow, like you name it.
We're
it was
going
in
into
there.
the fall. Can we expect this coming up again
Yeah,
soon?
so that's going to be we like traditions, right? Especially like being in the Marine Corps. Marine
Yeah.
Corps is like huge on traditions. So we have like some staple events that we're going to do every year, and same thing, we have like some staple beers, and our holiday stout, we even like set it up for it to do that. So last year had the 2021 label on it, this year will have the 2022 label on it, and we'll just keep going on as we go. So like you can even start to collect them, those type of things. So we love that.
All right, and what's your newest beer that you're going to have coming out here soon?
So Glover is out now.
Yeah.
And then what do we have? We've got
We're just going to skip Glover because we know that's going to be gone, if not
that's-
today, tomorrow.
That's out. And then we have it's not Captain Jack, Savage Jack.
Okay.
Which is a really cool IPA that we're bringing out. Has a brand new hop profile that we've never used before.
Okay.
Comet being one of those hops.
Okay.
And it's named after one of the sons of one of our guys that snapped his arm in half. And the beer can label is going to be literally the image of his X-ray of like
that's
both
insane.
bones being fractured. So it's Savage Jack.
Savage. How'd he break it?
I think he like went over his handlebars or something like that, which is also funny enough where Endo comes from.
Oh,
because
nice.
one of the kids went over their handlebars. Yeah.
I've went over plenty of it. I remember finding out what the front brakes did.
Yeah.
I was going downhill and on a street. So let's go back to what you were saying about the panel. I used to always ask the question, like, besides yourself, what local brewery do you like to visit the most?
Sure. So, I mean, it's funny because you're at your own brewery so
Yeah.
much. Like
Yeah.
when you get a minute to not be at your brewery,
You don't wanna-
necessarily want to
don't
go
wanna
to the
brewery.
breweries. But to be honest, like we love all local breweries. Like Warbler's a huge one for
Nice.
us.
Chris is awesome.
Yeah, we really enjoy Chris, and Chris is awesome. Love getting over there when we can. Drink Wolf Hollow beers all the time.
Nice.
Don't get to make it over there just because geographically it's not necessarily like in our perfect location.
Yeah.
And then we've got a bunch of people up in like the Buffalo, kind of like
Okay.
Syracuse area.
So like Thin Man and
Yeah, that bring beers down all the time for us and stuff. So we love doing that. But I mean, gosh, we're gonna get like kind of more outside of local. Evil Twin, other half, those guys. Like
I love
all those
Industrial
guys.
Arts. Speaking of which, let me take 2 seconds to wish Industrial Arts a happy 6th birthday. Glad to see you guys are still going strong. You guys still make some great beers. And every time I just tried a new beer camping, and it was I believe it was just a Pilsner.
Cool.
But it was, or no, it might have just been, it was a pale ale. But it was delicious. It was just phenomenal. I love everything Industrial Arts does. Good job on 6 years of success, and I hope you guys continue to grow.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
So does that dog. I mean, even it's so much so that even the dogs were
He was with it. Yeah.
I thought it was like, hell yeah.
right,
and
so-
I'd be crazy to not mention the other big beers coming up is Oktoberfest is coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
So we have the Marzans coming
Marzans,
out, the
yeah.
all beers coming out,
Yeah.
all those things too. Which honestly, I'm so excited for the fall because those are the beers that I really enjoy.
Yeah. If we were to do a panel, who would you want on the panel with you?
Oh gosh, that's putting me on the spot. I don't know, whoever you can get, man.
All right.
I'll be politically correct on it.
Nice.
You don't have to be. See,
Well played.
no, here's the problem, and there is too many. I know I know the uncomfortable position I put him in because there are just so many good breweries locally. I mean, if you were to ask me, like I would do panels all the time. I would love to do once a month, just getting a bunch of different brewers together. I mean, Rich is a great person over at Frog Alley.
Yep.
His knowledge is just phenomenal. There's some synergy between some of his beers and other local breweries.
Yeah.
I think you guys would be great with Slick Fin, and I think I would like to obviously pair you with Wolf Hollow too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And maybe Great Flats.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be a pretty good panel. Then there's also Brian, who was originally with Magic. I don't know if he's actually switched over to the new company,
Yeah, I don't know.
but I'll try finding that out. But Brian's he's a great guy. Personality-wise, I think you guys would mesh really well. I think he'd mesh very well with Chris over at Wobler.
Yeah.
So there's nothing but great people in this industry, and we're blessed in this area. So we're very lucky to have the brewers that we have and have people out here like you crafting beer. And also putting on great events like this. Again, a shout out to Burger 21. As soon as I'm done with this cigar and I pound a couple more beers, I'm going to have to sober up before I go to Bill Burr. and then also any second now we're going to have 2029 kicking it off. So, thanks again.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Yeah,
Great to have this happen.
Any
I
closing
got
thoughts?
nothing. I'm just like, yeah, I'm good.
Do you have fun today?
I had a great time.
Okay.
I'm sweaty, and my leg might be sunburned. But it was amazing. We had a great time the first time we did it. I think we went like an hour 40 the first one you and I did it.
Yeah, we were like,
We just talked. But no, I always have a good time sitting with you. So, and if you ever need anybody, I know you got a whole list of people. I was like 5th or 6th on the list.
No, you were third.
Yeah. I'm sitting right here. I mean, you could have lied. Shit. But listen, I got nothing going on. Like, I'm always good to. You want me to come drink beer and say ridiculous things? I'm here.
Yeah, no, you're always welcome. You're going to definitely be in that rotation. I can't thank you enough for you actually bailed me out too. I asked the only person I asked ahead of you, only because I asked him the second time we came here, was Kevin McClurkin from Saratoga Eagle.
Okay.
And leave Saratoga Eagle out of it. It's just that he knows what he talks.
Right.
He's there's like a beer version of sommelier. I forget what they're called.
No, God.
Yeah, I forget what they're called, but he's like a second level Cicerone.
Yep.
He's a second level like Cicerone. He knows a lot about beer. He's great to bring on podcasts. So I actually asked him second, just because I asked him the last time we were here, and I wanted to do a make good, but he's got kids, sports.
I mean, if you can find like an expert in the field, I would definitely pick them before you pick me anyway.
By the way, before we get off, congratulations. Get off of before we sign off.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't realize it was going to be that kind of podcast.
Crazy.
So congratulations with your success with the not only your baseball. I don't know if you want to plug the baseball stuff.
Well, we'll talk. I mean, right now, as we speak, the Halleck's Hitting Garage is on hiatus.
Okay.
Personal stuff going on. I'm not letting it go.
Okay.
The owner is not aware that I'm not letting it go, but there's a conversation that'll be had there. Psychic on the Scene podcast. If you're into the paranormal, Katie Manning and Michelle Lyons-Polito are the two hosts of that. I produce that podcast. And if you are a wrestling fan, Bobby Fish, a name from the Capital Region who I graduated high school with, has worked with the two biggest promotions in the country and started it with like New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, NXT, AEW. He has a podcast coming out called The Undisputed Podcast. We just recorded our first episode last night.
Awesome.
So that's on the way as well. And then Inside the Mind of DScott is my personal podcast.
And are you going to get a ring for the Empire?
Oh, I haven't talked to management at the Empire yet. I mean, I theoretically only just DJ'd the block party.
The first one, the only one?
But that was a feather in my cap because they had never used the DJ before.
Yeah.
And I literally just started DJing.
If it wasn't for the fact that I was up in Moose Pond, out by Saranac Lake over last weekend, I would have been there.
You were there in spirit.
Yeah. I watched.
You did?
I watched the end of the fourth quarter.
The game was the championship game was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Albany made it look very, very easy.
Yeah, for the fact that they were the underdog, and when I tuned in the fourth quarter, they were up by like 20-some odd points.
It was 47-6, I think, going into the third. They ended up winning 47-20.
Yeah.
It was almost like the Carolina Cobras weren't even aware the game had started.
Yeah.
But
and they went out and got a bunch of old Empire players, including Malachi, right?
I believe so. It's hard for me to say because I really, really just got like way more into it this year. And listen, if you're in the Capital Region and when arena football is going on, please come to the games. They are a lot of fun. It's not expensive to do, and we need to support the stuff that goes on in the Capital Region.
For sure.
Because then, and I've said this a couple of times in the past couple of weeks, it seems like the people would rather complain about things failing or talk about things failing than actually supporting the things that we have to do.
Successful, yeah. For sure.
So it's the Empire is here. It's a locally owned team. There were two guys, the president of the team and the owner are from Colony. It's
shout out to Jeff Levesque and support Jeff Levesque.
Oh, absolutely.
The guy left his radio career to hook up with the owner of the. And when I say hook up, go work for the owner of the Albany Empire, and
they graduated together.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all
really?
part of my graduating class from Colony High, and Mike Quarta and Jeff Levesque, they were part of the class of '94 from Colony. Levesque is now the president of the team. He won Executive of the Year for the
Congratulations,
NAL, which
Jeff,
was
for that,
awesome. Mike is Mike. He owns Tech East. He owns the Empire. Good dude. Scary to me. He's a huge human. Yeah. Have you seen Mike?
I've seen him on the at the post game stuff.
He's a large individual.
Can you push that cigar up a little bit further?
Why, you don't want to set the table on fire?
I just don't want to melt Jess's table. There we go.
But no, if you are in the Capital Region, which would make sense that you're listening to this podcast,
Capital Brew Podcast.
Please, I mean the Valley Cats, the Empire, even the lacrosse team, the
Firebirds,
the Wolf Firewolves.
Firewolves.
Go out and support the stuff we got going on, including the local breweries that you hear on this podcast.
Yeah, support local.
Yes.
It's the reason why we started this podcast. The original reason for starting this podcast was to get the information out there about breweries and brewers and bars and other people in the industry during COVID on to support, keep them their heads above. And now we're coming out of COVID, and it's more important than ever to continue to support these local breweries and these local guys. Great. We get to wrap this up because our host had to take off there for a second, so we'll wait for him to get back, and we'll wrap this guy up.
And for what it's worth, I mean, there are a ton of great local breweries. Like, the beer community in the Capital Region is amazing. Sure. I did want to ask you, because you went through a list of people that you've had on the podcast or whatever, and how great everyone is.
I've never had a bad interview with anybody.
That's it. That's what I wanted to know was, have you ever had, like, you don't have to call them out by name, was there ever somebody that was, like, not a cool human?
I will say that probably the most lost I've ever been in a podcast is I had Chris. No, Chris from No, this is average loss. The most loss I've ever been was Chris from Warbler and
yeah, jeez.
well, him and Kevin McClurkin.
Yeah.
Those two nerded out
Deep.
so bad.
Yeah,
I was just like, huh?
Well, that's not a bad human though. That's just talking
No,
on a different
no.
level than you're used
That was
to.
not bad at all. I'm not. You know, Chris is a great guy. It was still a great interview because his personality and just the way that Chris is. I like Chris. I'll have Chris on anytime. But
I mean, I've had that happen where we get involved in like the Halleck's Hitting Garage podcast, and we're having like next level hitting instructors on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have no idea what we're talking about. Which is a pretty familiar feeling.
yeah, these guys were talking like so many gigawatts to the flux capacitor,
Chris
and I'm
will
just
put-
like, I love lamp.
Yeah, Chris will put 90% of like everybody. To, like,
Yeah.
Like, okay, sure,
Yeah,
thank you.
Imagine putting him and Rich in a room to discuss beer.
They'd never come back.
No. just
They'd be gone forever.
It's like I say, most of the stuff that Chris forgets as a brewer is more than anybody will ever learn as a brewer.
Yeah, I mean he loves it so much.
Yeah.
Just like way down, crazy.
For sure. Let's wrap this up. You got a business to run. You got people to talk to. We got food to eat. We got music to listen
sir.
to. Obviously, we're done with the live part, but hopefully you made it here today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for Guy for hosting us. Thank you, DScott, for filling in today. Let's all do this again soon.
Heck yeah, sounds great.
All right.